So today I've come to the Tweet Foundation and I'm with this wonderful lady, Nishta, and she's the head of this organization with other people here. And for a transgender movement and for a transgender organization like this, obviously the many members that are part of the organization, it must have not been easy.
No, it wasn't.
How was it being accepted into society? How was it being accepted into the world?
It was quite challenging for us, and we faced a lot, whether it is discrimination, stigma, all kind of negativities. People treated us like untouchable, and we were never included. We were always pushed away on the periphery. We were always, away from the so-called mainstream society, and we were kept away from our basic, opportunities. Be it accommodation, be it education, and much more. And from that to coming here has been a journey. It included strength, courage, determination, focus, and much more, which I believe members of the community, came together collectively, planned to work on a specific area, just as how in the past people worked on several diseases. They realized that there is a community within the transgender community which is not heard, which is not being visible, and they decided to give them a hand to come forward and be visible, just as how the transgender women have been. So Tweet Foundation was formed by 7 transgender person who recognize that there is a gap between the trans men and the trans women under the transgender umbrella, and also include the non-binary folks and create a space which we can call a safe space, which we can call our home. And that's where we came up with Asra, followed by Garima Griha Mumbai, and our journey to empower the community members began from there.
I must say that being an Indian and from abroad also, I'm so proud the country like India has really stepped up its game to accept the transgender movement, to have an LGBTQIA+. They've accepted that movement, accepted those people, because I think, for people like you have been, this is just happening now, like the Section 377 was really I think it was accepted only a few years,
It was decriminalized. Couple of years ago.
Not long ago, right?
Yeah.
So the pace at which India is going is so great. Like even the Thali film has come out with Smita. They show the whole hijab movement and how they went through such a tough time. And I think, the nicest thing is that now people are accepting you more. But what do you want to say? Like how, obviously I cannot imagine what you've been through. I cannot imagine the kind of pain that you've been through just to be accepted. It's not easy to go what you've been through, and it's not easy to go outside and have everyone looking at you and judging you just for who you want to be and who you are. And that is something which I feel like people say, oh, we're at home, if your home feels like jail. But when you're in a country or when you're in a world where wherever you go, you feel like you're jailed because you're not accepted anywhere. You don't feel like you're accepted in places. I can never understand what you've been through. And your journey is inspiring because you're doing it and you're showing the world that look, we're just humans. And we are humans. There's nothing different between me and you.
Yes.
Nothing different between us, both of us. But I was wondering, what is your message to the world? What do you want to tell people that, what do you want to tell people about transgenders, that they don't have to be afraid, that, just know people? What do you want to tell people?
So transgender persons are just as any other human being who exists in this society. It's just that we have failed to understand our fellow human beings. We have just been gender binary. We have always looked at men and women, but we have failed to acknowledge the presence of transgender persons. We very much exist, and I think it's time that we open our eyes, open our hearts, and welcome people from diverse backgrounds, alternate gender identities, and sexual orientations who are very much a part of the so-called mainstream society. We are no different. We have the same potential, we have the same capabilities. It's just that we lack opportunities. Have conversations, interact. The gap of communication which has been created over the years needs to be bridged, needs to be filled in by having conversations like these. Only then the community will be, comfortable in coming out of their closets, being visible to the society, and creating a larger impact on the lives of youth who are struggling to be themselves, to be their authentic selves, and do their best in making a peaceful, a harmony, in the society, which in today's time is lacking. You see, curiosity is creating so much, pressure. We are suffocating within our very own community to be our authentic selves, because people are trying to include us in activities which I believe not many of us would want to be associated with. And it's very sad that we are pushed to edges where we don't want to belong to.
No, I agree to that, because obviously you see, when you have a community like this, and when people are not giving you work, people don't want to give you work, then people, for example, the hetero community, people say, why do they beg on the streets? Why are there sex works? Not only in the hetero community, but in the transgender community and other communities also. But if the doors are open for people to give work, if you're not giving work to these people, what do they do? And the people complain that why they're doing this. Well, there's no other option, because the darwaza aur khula hi nahi hai. So I think the best thing you're doing is like this initiative like the Tweet Foundation you have here. Is by the way, I've met all the people in the Tweet Foundation here, and let me tell you, it's a fantastic job they're doing. They have rehabilitated and are helping people who are going through the transition of being trans, and they're helping them get jobs outside, which is a fantastic thing you're doing. And actually, not only that, I've heard that they're counseling within families, so they're bringing families and children back together, which is a big thing. And let me tell you, Nishita's mother is here today, and it pleasantly shocked me, because we hear that people who are trans, people who come out of the closet, people who turn to be hijras or whatever that is, they have to leave their house and their parents don't accept them. That's something that is like something you hear on a daily basis. But here, I'm in a place like the Tweet Foundation, where her mother greeted me at the door. I didn't realize she's her mother initially, and then she told me that's her mother. So it is such a good feeling for me to know that things are moving in the right direction. Families are accepting their children back,
Yes.
because you're someone's child. And I encourage all the people out there, that don't give your children, don't leave your kids, your kids. And I'm so happy, Nishita, that I've come here and met you guys today. And I would always support this organization, because I really feel that, we as people in the public eye have to support organizations and NGOs like you guys.
Definitely.
Because if we don't do it, then, people outside don't do it, then how will we help you? And you're human beings. Fundamental thing is we're all human beings.
Yes.
We're all human beings. There's no difference. It's about love. We should all love each other.
True. Pure love is what connects us people here, and we are glad that you're here with us today.
Yeah.
And not just for today, but you're going to be a continuous visitor to us.
I think it's a great initiative, and I encourage everybody. Look, the time has come in this country, and I think in the world now, that barriers have been broken, and you can tell for yourself, such a well-speaking person like Nishita, who's even a scientist and so highly educated. And by the way, I should tell you that. So people like this are there helping. It's our job as a nation, as a population, as one more thing, as humankind, as people, to help each other. So I really encourage you guys all to help the best way you can. It's Tweet Foundation. I think all of you have seen Thali on Geo Cinema. The whole world and countries raving about it. So if we've enjoyed that so much, we've enjoyed the trans movement's message so much, now it's officially time to help the best way we can.
Come over, spend time with us,
Yes.
celebrate festivities and whatnot. We welcome people to engage in conversations with our residents, with our staff, and know more about us, to unlearn the myths and learn the facts. So it's a wonderful opportunity, and we welcome all of you to our shelter
How
homes.
sweet, how sweet.
Thank you. Thank
My
you
pleasure
so
so
much.
much. And Nishita, God bless you and God bless the foundation.
Thank you.
Lots of love.
Really appreciate it.